Hello everyone, welcome to this game of 6 victors, or 6 franks as some people like calling them, versus 6 drifters. We have some of the top players in NA playing, and EU, as you can see right now, and we're really happy to see this game. It's going to be the last of our trio of games. So we first did Mina versus Billy, then we did, what are the other two? God. Oh yeah, Paige versus Doorman, and now we're doing this one. So we're gonna have to see who wins this one, and yeah. Welcome to our casting staff for the day. We have Chess observing.
Hello.
Hello. And we have 2 casters today. We have Mimi, who is of course casting a whole bunch of games at this point, but we do have a special guest casting for the first time. We do have why don't you introduce yourself? How about that? How do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Lycan, creator of the oldest official, actual serious Frank build. Yes. And I'm a Frank freak.
Yes, he was really adamant about joining the game, and I told him, but we have like a rule where we have to have everyone be Ascendant 1+. I mean, this game has like 7 E6s, I think. So, but I was like, I really need your Frank knowledge, so I was like, come on, cast. Anyhow,
well, it's really hard to tell. From the new characters, I feel like Drifter's probably the strongest. We've seen him kind of dominate ladder over the past couple of days since his release, but then again, you know, Victor seems to have a very strong ult with his revive, pretty much. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Oh yeah, that revive, I do think it really positions people very clearly. Like, the Victors certainly have the better team fight, and the Drifters certainly have the better one-on-one. But how do you kill one thing that cannot die? And these Frank's ult does revive them, which I find very interesting. I mean, like, I'm a McGinnis main. I know a lot about dying during a game. I die very frequently during a game. So I'm very curious to see how these Franks are going to manage. So far, we have already a bunch of kills. What do you think of this aura of stench that the Franks exude?
I think the biggest question with aura is if it stacks with itself for the AP5 upgrade of increasing damage. Because if it does, Drifters are even more boned during any team fight.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we've seen this in the past with a lot of One Trick Championship games where a perfectly acceptable hero just does not work with 6 people in the game. Anyhow, big kills happening. The Drifters certainly are overextending a little bit. I mean, at the end of the day, any lane fight is a team fight, and Drifters are a lot better once they leave lane. They do have some very good tools for laning. But I do love the creativity of the guns in this game. I think it's like fantastic how many of these guns are just like not plain guns. But we have like people shooting from books, and people shooting with a magic wand, and people shooting with their hands. Ooh, okay, massive ult coming in. And is that gonna be a big game here? This Drifter might die very easily here. And yes, he does die. Oh,
yeah, so far we're seeing very little variance between the builds. Pretty much all the Drifters have Backstabber, and pretty much all the Victors have Extra Spirit, Mystic Regeneration, and Extra Charge.
What do you think about the fact that Backstabber has become like the de facto item of, oh, I don't do enough damage in lane? Like, what do you think about that?
I think personally it might backfire on the Drifters a bit more than they realize, just because of Victor or Frank's AP5 for Jumpstart cleanses not all debuffs. So they're not going to be able to teleport behind him as often if they can hit it before he teleports with his 2.
Oh, I like this character. He doesn't even have to aim. This was like perfect for me. You said the build orders look very similar for both sides. What do you think is like the ability to max as Frank?
Personally, in lane, the first thing I would do is get your ult to 2 ticks to get that cooldown, and then immediately just rush to maxing Jumpstart, because that sustain in lane and movement speed is really strong.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot of power. It gives you the ability to survive, it gives you the ability to run away, get in, or even rotate, farm.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm seeing it right now. This is a lot of endurance from this Frank. He doesn't have ult to wrap them up, but yeah, I can see that he survives for a very long time. Careful, Drifter has Backstabber. Which one of them? Which one of them has Backstabber? tell me a
Pretty
little
much
bit what
all
you
of
think about late game tech. What do you think the late game tech is going to be for the Franks and the Drifters in this game? We've seen a whole, like, very frequently stuff like plated armor shows up or other one-trick championship techs. Like, what do you think is the late game tech for these characters?
Depends. I'm fairly certain Drifter does more weapon gun damage, because if they end up doing more Spirit, Scourge is a great pickup for Frank just because it stacks with his own aura and gives a massive amount of resistance. But if Drifters are going gun, honestly, plate armor plus just lifesteal might be better, because it's harder for them to proc anti-heal with stuff like Toxic Bullets.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm actually very curious though. I mean, the Drifters could, in theory, go for more Spirit-heavy stuff, but can the Franks go for more gun-heavy builds? I think they're very dependent on their Spirit damage. Will Spirit Resilience be a very strong pick for these Drifters?
I think Spirit Resilience will be good for either team, but definitely for the Drifters more so than the Franks.
Ooh, big teleport happening here from the Drifter. Is that going to be enough to seal the deal? No, not at all. Just a little bit of bruising instead. Regardless, bridge buffs are up. Tell me, Mimi, what do you think about Earn? Who do you think is the best Earn capabilities?
It's going to be really interesting to see. I think intuitively I like Victor more. I think the aura is going to be pretty key in that. But, you know, Drifter, he's got a lot of mobility, he's got a lot of good up-close damage, so I wouldn't count him out of the fight either.
I mean, like, the reason why I really like Victor is just that team fight discussion that we had earlier. The more team fights, the better, and certainly the Victors excel at that. So we're gonna have to see. I mean, like, because Spirit damage now does full damage. I guess Frank does a lot of like constant damage, but not a lot of bursty type damage. And bursty type damage works a lot better.
He's much more sustained, except for Pain Battery, which obviously requires him taking damage to charge, which he's going to take a lot of it here, but this is really his only burst. Spellbreaker would be a very good counter against that, since the tempo of a Victor getting his Pain Battery might be very similar to this cooldown of Spellbreaker.
Eternal Knight is actually going to be a very, very interesting tech. I mean, these Franks really rely... Oh, we were talking about who gets Earn, and it seems like the Drifters have managed to secure Earn while the Franks are very, very distracted. Big fight happening here. Is there going to be enough damage? Oh, maybe there is. And no, not at all. What do you think of Cheat Death for the Franks? Is it a little bit of a meme pick?
I mean, it's less of a meme pick on him, because obviously it activates, I think, after his ult, unfortunately, but it lets him stay up, it lets him keep sustaining, and especially it lets him spread his aura's damage.
And how many of these people do you think are using your build? Like,
I don't know. I do actually want to ask what builds they're using at the end of the game, just because I'm curious, because I know mine is pretty high up there, actually, surprisingly.
Oh yeah, no, it sounds pretty high up there. It is the first Frank build right now. Well, last time I checked, which was an hour ago.
It was last time I checked a couple hours, like 2 hours ago, but then I refreshed it and it was about pretty far down, but I think it's since gone up a bit more.
That's really sad. Please go and upvote the Frank build. I'd like it bit. He
Team
is
fight
a
tank
resident
Frank.
expert. Yes.
I have been waiting for this character since he was data mined, or found in the files.
Yeah, I mean, when we were having the discussion, so for people who might remember, we had a Vampire Bat versus Priest game a couple months ago, and the big discussion that we were having is it going to be Priest or is it going to be Frank who we played? And we decided that just Priest was a lot more stable than Frank, so we're going to pick him. But and then we're like, okay, let's wait for the update to happen, and then maybe Frank's going to be more stable, and we can add another character. There's Swan and Skyrunner and such. Anyhow, it seems like we have a full release with all these characters. Oh, very big parry here, and that's going to be a cleanup. Very back and forth game so far. But what I was saying is we were waiting for a new patch to happen, and then suddenly no patch happened, and then there was this whole big announcement about the release of 6 heroes. So we're kind of doing it late in a way. But yeah, if we do ever have any more data mined heroes that seem like they're complete or full and are worthy of making a video of, we'll certainly do it. Anyhow, tell me, what are you seeing, Mimi? Do you see anything interesting in the items box?
Items-wise, I'm not seeing a whole lot. Pretty standard buys. You know, what you would expect from both
Arcane
sides.
Surge, I
Victor's...
noticed on one of the drifters.
Yeah, we do have one drifter with Arcane Surge, Quicksilver, Cold Front, which, you know, kind of going for a more spirit side of things, which I don't think is a bad play.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, like
Battle Vest, yeah.
Battle Vest, yes,
yeah,
thank you.
Battle Vest is just a very, very good item. Both Battle Vest and Enchanter's Emblem, they do what they're supposed to do very well. Give you a little bit of easy resist, give you a little bit of acceleration, help with your farming. They're just very fantastic items. We do see it. I do love how these Victors are just so strong with their Power Surge or whatever it's called. Charge Battery? What is it called?
Jump. Which one? This
Jump
first
Start,
ability or the
Jump
second
Start.
one? Jumpstart is the second ability. Yes.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah,
it's
don't
a very strong
underestimate
ability.
Jumpstart. It heals you, speed boost, and it basically burst charges his first ability, which is might be his strongest one in his kit with its AP5 ability of healing 20% of your missing HP.
I think a big problem is almost none of the ults are hitting for damage, which makes sense, right? Because these guys will know how to dodge the ult. So the ults are useful as second lives, but not as much as actual damage dealers. And that's certainly putting a little bit of advantage towards these drifters, keeping them in the game. The difference is 4K, which is fairly insignificant at this point of the game. Very, very close overall, and we're going to have to see how this game pans out.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
One concern I do have for the Franks is, or I'm sorry, the Victors, is that Drifter, his 3, it scales with kills. So the more kills that team gets, the harder and harder this is going to be for the Victors, I believe.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Even if having to kill the Victors twice really sucks, but also it just stacks their snowballing potential for the Drifters even higher.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's
also
going to be a really big problem.
As we see in mid, it's also a very exploitable ult where the Drifters can just sit there and wait it out and get his first ability, the Rake, immediately.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Ooh. Yeah, a lot of these 1v1s, I think the Victor should really be traveling in twos. I know it makes that farming a little bit less efficient, but will he be able to get a pick here? No, not at all. It seems like he has been intercepted by Walter and gets the parry, and that's a kill. John has been eliminated with a 50 health. 50 health Drifter, by God. But yeah, it seems like the scale is tipping a little bit in favor of the Drifters right now. As we were discussing, the stacks are certainly starting to add up.
I don't think they're shared universally because the person you're spectating currently had 19, and then you switched to someone else and they had 41, so I think they are separate at least.
Yeah, I'm going to have to second that. It's, again, that whole kill and assist thing. It does look like if you get an assist, even if it's 2, 3, 4 Drifters, you still get the assist stacks, but only one gets the kill stacks, and all of those aren't shared universally.
Ooh, very, very big team fight. As we keep discussing, the whole mantra of this game is whenever there's a team fight, the Franks win. Whenever there's a person caught off, the Drifters win. And there's going to be a push for Walker happening right now. Like, all the lanes are really, really pushed. And the question is, how good are Franks against Walkers? I mean, I still see them a lot with their aura and such, but how good are you? Oh, very big damage happening because of the ult. Magic Carpet does have to back out. He does use his 2 to great effect just to try and escape, but he is very much dead.
As for Victor against Walkers, it is unfortunate, even with increased range, Mystic Reach, he's not able to hit the Walker with the aura, but he still has very solid gun damage, and if he just keeps hitting Jumpstart and toggling aura, he can use his Pain Battery as well to do little burst damage on the Walker.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
I also think one of the best items that the Victors can go here is Inhibitor, just to try to offset the Drifters constantly getting and snowballing their weapon damage, since they can apply that fairly easily, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
As for 6Ks, there is not a single Drifter with a single 6K yet. The only...
Which is very good.
Yes, lots of resiliences. One Victor does have Juggernaut, and one does have Infuser, which I think is a great buy.
Both of those are very strong buys on Frank.
Yeah,
especially facing.
Yeah, especially facing. Yeah.
There's one thing I really do want to talk about is that Drifter has a lot of lifesteal, more so than most characters in the game. He does get so much depending on what abilities he uses, so he's very formidable in these long fights. It's not just Frank who has his infusers now. It's these Drifters can certainly dish out damage. A lot of the soul strength actually in the Frank team is carried at these two top players, John and Jitism. Jitism, well known for his M1 characters. He was an incredible Wraith last game when we played that. When we played that game with no gravity. You should also check that out. And oh, very big kill there. But yeah, we just see Radiant Regens.
No mercy.
Very, very important tech. It does scale with Spirit, that heal that you get, and you do just so much. I'm seeing 18.4 health regen. That's actually insane. Just out of nowhere. Guys, what was
One thing I am...
Oh, no, continue.
One thing I am a little concerned about for the Victors is, of course, we expected Drifter to be stronger in the 1v1s, and I think we're seeing that. But let's check out mid real quick, see if this is going to get contested or not. They claim it. They got it.
All three.
Franks do manage to secure all of them.
It also fully cleanses, what is it, Siphon Bullets stacks, which actually makes that item a lot less good against the Victors than you would think, despite them being tanky.
Yeah, I mean, like, any sort of, like, debuff heavy game is gonna not matter. Alright, I think this Victor is suiciding here. Just try and grab this walker? Wait, is he suiciding? I think he's gonna stay alive, and he does not manage to do the jump. Who is it? It's Jitism. Oh my god, Jitism. But yeah, lots of damage. One of the regions has been wasted. Big battle happened here, actually.
You're seeing the full effects of in the team fight Frank with good sustain and reju.
Well, I also think it's really interesting to watch how this game is swinging. During the early game, it felt kind of more Drifter focused. Drifter kind of had the edge there for a while. It's flipped back and forth, and it's this really interesting battle between all-out tanks and all-out DPS.
Yeah. I mean, like, as the game progresses, there's more and more team fights, right? You're not going to really have a lot of isolated 1v1s anymore, as you're no longer like worrying about farm, you're worrying about positioning, getting that mid, getting that last walk, and getting base guardians. And we've established it. Franks are just so much better at these big ass team fights. Do you think the Drifters are going to contest here, or do you think they're just going to try and back?
I don't know.
It looks like they might be going for it.
They're fighting in mid, which might take attention away. I think the Victors have dropped the urn. Oh, they picked it back up. I think the Drifters have just been pushed back. I don't think they're going to be able to get it out of Frank.
Yeah. I mean, with two
what are we looking at here? About a 25
push here.
I absolutely think they're going to, with a 25k soul advantage. Even more, every second it grows. Yeah.
33k. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't see how they don't push and just do exactly this.
Just leech tank the patron. There's so many of them, so much aura. You kill them once, and there's 4 ults up and 2 rejus.
GG.
Is the victory text different, or is it just me?
Nope, that definitely
looks different.
So, between the game being filmed and the game being released, aka less than 24 hours, Frank has been nerfed 5 times, according to a post on Reddit. John messaged me right after, and he's like, yeah, that was my first game ever with the character, and by God, is he OP? And I guess he was right. If he's getting 5 nerfs in 24 hours. Anyhow, don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good day.